guys, welcome to today's Vehicle Visionary. A lot of you have requested I shoot more videos with used cars, and so that's what we're going to look at today. This is a 2019 Mustang GT Premium, of course the 5.0. And we're just going to do a quick exterior and interior tour, but the main thing that we're going to look at, of course, is going to be how the vehicle performs. And if you're looking for a used vehicle, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail as to everything that you need to look for necessarily, but it's really not that terribly difficult. Look at the exterior, see what the body looks like, make sure there's no leaks, all that kind of stuff. If you can take the car home overnight from the dealership, have your mechanic look at it, little things like that make a difference. But the main thing, of course, is how does it drive? And this particular model I borrowed from my friends at Holmes Volvo Cars here in Shreveport, Louisiana. And this exterior color is called Magnetic Metallic, and the interior color is Ebony. We'll take a quick look inside just to kind of show you around a little bit there. Of course, you do have the back seat here. There is seating for four here, not a ton of space in the back seat, but as far as a high performance vehicle goes, this is by far not the smallest back seat I've ever seen. Of course, you've got the door sill right there. And this model has all of the typical features that you would expect. Anti-roll bar for the front and the rear. You've got alloy wheels. Of course, you can see all the classic styling for the Mustang. And of course, obviously, let's open the hood and take a look at what's under there. And of course, here is the 5.0 V8 that powers this beast, 460 horsepower. And I'll share all of the numbers, horsepower, torque, what kind of transmission, all that stuff. And most likely, you probably know what all that is if this is something you're looking for. But this one looks like it's been fairly well taken care of. Still has some warranty left on it, in fact. You'll have to go to the website to see exactly what that information is. So I don't want to give wrong information about that. But the dealership does have that listed on some information inside the vehicle. And just for the heck of it, in case you want to know what it sounds like, here is an exhaust clip. A quick look at the exterior here, just looking at some of the lines and contours of the hood, what basically gives this Mustang some really nice character. Trying something a little bit different here, guys. Tell me if you like these shots that I'm doing. Trying to make this a little bit better. I was using the head mount for just about everything for a while, and I'm still going to use that on the test drives, but tell me if you like this approach a little bit better. Of course, as we start to look at the rear here, of course, you have the dual exhaust, well, kind of quad tip, I guess you could call it, but you've got the 4 exhaust pipes here on the rear, and a little bit of a, kind of looks like a diffuser down there at the bottom, not a very large one, but just not something necessarily you're going to find on this particular model of Mustang. GT emblem there in the center. And we'll open the trunk and take a look at what is inside. Of course, I will list all of the cargo specs and all of that. And you do have folding rear seats so that you can maximize your cargo space if you want to. All of that is there. Everything seems to be very well taken care of with this model. And of course, if you watched my video with my friend Casey's 2018 Mustang that we did a while back, it was also a GT. She had done a lot of upgrades on that car. And so if you were to buy this one, or maybe one similar to it, well, then that would give you some ideas as to what you could do to this Mustang to kind of set it apart. Of course, there is your remote. If you're not familiar with what that looks like, pretty simple remote, but as you can see, it does have remote start, which is a nice feature. And of course, you do have push button start, hold the brake pedal down. And as you can hear, there's the glorious sound of the 5-liter Mustang GT engine. Of course, you have your steering wheel mounted controls. I'll list all the safety features that this particular model has on the screen for you. just a very nice looking model here. It looks like it's been very well taken care of. And of course, here on the steering wheel, you have the ability to go through a lot of different information and settings on the dashboard. I'm not going to go through every single thing, but here's what you have as far as your options go. Even track app. I mean, there's just a lot of neat things here that you can do. Keep up with a lot of different information. Just very, very simple. You can make a lot of changes here. It's not overly complicated, so if you're looking for a fun, high-performance vehicle that has a lot of nice features, but it's not just an overload of technology, just a lot of horsepower and sounds really good, this is definitely something you should consider. Of course, you do have the touchscreen here in the middle, and you can go through a lot of different settings there. Of course, there is everything that you have as far as the apps available here with the car. And, you know, just so simple. Apple CarPlay, you've got Android Auto. A lot of the normal features that we're starting to see on a lot more cars. Of course, you do have multiple sensors on the vehicle to help you out with parking and backing up and all that kind of stuff here. And of course, you can go right there to go to apps if you want to. You know, these infotainment screens, if you've never used one before, it's just so simple. At least in this particular case, Ford does have a simple system. And I say just use what I call the hunt and peck method. Very easy to use. Here are some more of the controls down here for the radio. You've got volume. You can change stations right here. Again, very, very simple. Air conditioning controls. You do have dual zone climate control, heated and cooled seats, and this is the premium, so you would expect to have such things. Just very, very nice. And of course, there are options. You can go to an aftermarket shifter if you wish to. You've got your beverage holders here. Let me open the console. Right there, you can see I have a couple of things sitting in there, but as you can see, you do have a USB port and a 12-volt power outlet if you wish to take advantage of that. Just a quick little look here at the seats. Fully adjustable. The headrest is also adjustable as well if you want to change the position of that. Got the nice contrast stitching there, and actually have that throughout in quite a few places in the vehicle just to make it look really nice. A little bit better look here at the back seat, but obviously the most important part of all when buying a used car like this is how does it drive? Let's get out on the road and find out. Okay guys, we're gonna hop out on the road for our test drive here. Now one of the first things you're gonna notice, this is gonna be obviously a high performance vehicle. It has high performance suspension, so this ride is a little bit stiff, but it's not unbearable, that's for sure. So not a big deal in that respect, at least not in my personal opinion. Yeah, you're gonna notice some of the bumps on the road, but I tell you what, it's gonna keep you firmly planted when you're cruising around, having a good time, and maybe driving a little on the spiritedly side. But of course, you're gonna get what you expect here. Sports car steering, very tight, very, very responsive, easy to use, good acceleration. Now, I'm not in a place where I can accelerate right now, but I can tell you that just by the feel of what I'm experiencing here, the steering is good and firm. It feels like this car hasn't been pushed to its maximum limits and really kind of overdriven, so to speak. I know when you buy a car like this, a lot of people are going to want to really enjoy it and take advantage of the horsepower and all that good stuff. But at the same time, you know, if you're going to buy a used model like this, you're going to be looking for something that wasn't abused. And I can tell by the way this one steers and just the overall handling characteristics that it definitely wasn't abused. As I come to a stop here, another great way to know what's going on with the vehicle, I'm going to let this vehicle pass that's coming up here, is to see how the brakes handle. And the brake actually is very firm. And when I say that, I mean you don't have to push the brake pedal down very far to feel the brakes begin to grip. And the good thing about that is that while the brakes are responsive, you can tell there's a lot of wear left basically through the way the pedal acts. And so that makes a really big difference, and obviously is a plus as to how the vehicle was taken care of. And like I said, there's still some warranty left on this particular model. Okay guys, as we make our corner here, make our turn, I can start to kind of get into the gas pedal a little bit, not too much. kind of hear that exhaust from the interior. Definitely no problem hearing the exhaust note nice and clear here in the interior of the Mustang. And obviously, if you're buying a vehicle like this, you're likely a high performance enthusiast, and so you're going to be looking for such a thing. You know, there are plenty of people that use this as a daily driver. My friend who let me use her Mustang in a recent video just a few months ago, the 5.0 that we featured quite a while back, that had all the upgrades I was talking about. I know she uses that as a daily driver, and I think she really enjoys the mess out of it, especially with the aftermarket exhaust. She really enjoys the sound, which is what I would expect anybody to do with a car like this. Doesn't take a whole lot to get moving. I barely got into the throttle right there, and we're already at almost 80 miles an hour. Again, good acceleration, something that really speaks volumes as to how the vehicle was taken care of by the past owner. We're just having a good old time just driving it around here. Unfortunately, with the traffic in front of me, I can't have quite as much fun as I would like to, but just a quick little pull for you there, guys, as we finish up the video. I thank my friends from Holmes Volvo Cars for loaning me this Mustang for the day. Quite a fun vehicle to drive, if nothing else, just for the sound. And of course, I appreciate all of you who are kind enough to take the time to watch, guys. I'm always working to try and find every vehicle I can to show you on my YouTube channel here. If there's something specific you want me to feature, please let me know. Now, quick word of warning about that. I can't always get my hands on everything. Here in Shreveport, Louisiana, there are some limitations. Even there's a lot of nice cars around. It's just not everything I'd like to be able to do is here. But still, throw it into the comments. Let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out what's on the end screen. I appreciate each and every one of you. Watch another video if you have some time. I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.